I'm Bracky Rogers from Mayberry, North Carolina. That is Mayberry if you watch the Andrew Griffith Show. I'm a vice president of the National Auctioneers and a member of the National Auctioneers Hall of Fame. In our operation of 53 years, my wife and I started this business in 1964, and she and I were the two only people, of course, to start. And now we have 25 people that are making a living, so we're growing and being blessed. We do auctions in 21 states. And I have a grandson who does a lot of heavy equipment for some of the big-time auction companies like Ritchie Brothers and so forth, Dustin Rogers. He is third generation. He works in several foreign countries, England, Ireland, Spain, Australia, actually all over the world. So we're blessed people, and we do a lot of government work, a lot of U.S. bankruptcies, a lot of U.S. attorneys, and a lot of U.S. Marshal sales, several banks, and we've worked for 12 government agencies, IRS, U.S. Marshal, that I mentioned earlier, and a lot of good sales with a lot of government agencies and a lot of good people.
So when I think of you guys, the first thing that comes to mind is family. I believe you've got 4 generations here now, and almost every convention I go to, it seems like that's the case. I think, well, our first convention was in North Carolina, so of course you were all there. It was your hometown, or right by there. And so talk to me a little bit, if you will, about the importance of how you keep this family business going, because I know sometimes it's not easy. I know everybody acts like it is, but there are times when there's apparently, at least in our business, there's been some conflict. How do you all work through that?
Well, it's based on a lot of love. Our family is very close knit, and we get along remarkably well. My daughter is the president of the company. I'm chairman of the board. My son Dustin, my son Mark, Dustin's father, is. He's the secretary-treasurer, and his wife, Deidre, is the vice president. And we're woman-owned, which is supposed to help the government business. Maybe it does. We just get along real well. We all go to church and all get along really well.
So now you talked about government business. Let's talk about that for a minute. So a lot of the people who come and look at this website, freeonlineauctionschool.com, are newer. So let's take that new guy or girl who just got into business. Maybe they haven't gone to auction school yet. Maybe they have. Let's assume they're in their first 3-4 years of business, and they would like to get into government work. Then, what would be 3 things that they should do? What are some pointers for them?
Well, for one thing, they should go to some of the schools for designations with NAA. That's a whole different level of expertise, and you gain so much with your peers, and they would learn from them. They would learn a lot by taking these different courses, and getting into government work is not easy, so and that has a lot to do with whoever's in the White House, to be honest with you, because some of our political people outsource and some do in-house, I think. But the outsourcing is the best because you're usually professionals in the field to do the sales who know what they're doing. The others are just on a payroll. So we've done a lot of visiting in Washington, and I've been chairman of the National Government Affairs Committee for 2 years. And with that, you make contacts, contacts make contacts, and contacts make contacts. And these people just get into the business. You don't need to start trying to get government business to start with. You just start low-key, work with, maybe even with some other auction company. experience, because it's hard to start a new auction company when you're competing against somebody who's been busy 20 or 30 years. You get experience there. You may even want to help them and not charge them anything just to get some experience and some exposure. You need to start with maybe getting some estate work from the local lawyers, people like that. They are good at getting you started, and that's usually where we got started.
Okay, let's see here. When you are interviewing a new hire, I like to ask this question.
What now?
A new hire. Someone comes to you and they've been to auction school, they're looking to get into the business. Now, my experience has been a lot of people think the first thing that they're going to do is walk in and you're going to hand them a microphone and you're going to put them on the stage and let them be up front.
Then pay some money.
So let's pretend like that new auctioneer is coming to you, because a lot of the people that are going to look at this website are looking to break in. They haven't been doing it for 60 years or 50 years or 15 years or 5 years. They're new. They're going to come in and talk to you, and what are the 3 pieces of advice you're going to give that person who's going to come in and talk to you and try to get into the auction business? What do you want to hear them say, and what do you just cringe when you hear them say?
If you're new in this business and you want to get into it pretty heavily, you must first have some passion to do so. You must love it. You must like it. You must enjoy it, because that's more than the money you get from it. Be happy with what you're doing. You would need to start, if you are selling estates, and you would need to start by helping to set up the items for sale, the catalog, and that kind of thing, to learn what these various things are. And then you should also be willing to carry the boxes, if you're doing boxes, in and out of the room or the house, whatever. And then maybe you can gradually then you should work the crowd. As a new auctioneer, work the crowd and learn to get bids from Joe, Mary, Sam, Tom, whoever's bidding. And that way you can learn, pick up a lot. Then you might get up on the stage and begin to auction.
And it's funny because you come up with the same answers I would, but it's different when you say it than if I say it, you know?
Start here.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to fold up tables and carry boxes. And, you know, I've had people...
Help load stuff on the truck, whatever.
Sure, I've had people that it's beneath them. They don't want to get out there and get dirty. And it's like, man, you know, I would go in and tell somebody. I had a friend, my best friend for sure. He builds big buildings, hospitals, stuff like that. And he would go in, and he said he had this one guy that wanted to come work for him that would say, I want the dirtiest job you got. He goes, and he said that was always the last guy he would have to lay off, because he wants to keep that guy around. He goes, I'm not afraid to get dirty. I'm not afraid to help. You know, give me the job that nobody else wants, boss. I'm going to take care of it for you. He goes, I want to keep that guy.
You'll be successful.
Yeah.
You'll be successful.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you all day. Is that, you feel like you got... Anything else you want to tell me? I shouldn't have done that. I should have asked you. What else would you like to say? Is there something that if you could have a platform and talk to a lot of people, one of these days maybe this will work. Maybe I'll have a whole bunch of people watching it. What would you like to say? I should have asked you that. Anything I should have asked you?
Well, I think you should just, as I said earlier, have a passion for what you do. Love it. Don't be afraid to work. Break a little sweat and get your hands dirty. And you'll be okay.
Thank you so much.